reporting than now. So what I did is I went to this t-test calculator. A t-test we're using here, I'll explain that in a minute, but now what I'm going to do is just press a button, and it's going to tell us. Tom, do you see the calculate button?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to hit calculate, and the big thing from this is we're going to actually calculate the mean when it was organized. Looks like if you average out 15, 13, 10, 9, and 13, what is the mean for that? Is it 10? Is 1 10? No, it's not 10. I'm not seeing the difference is 5. What is the mean of that? 15, 13, 10, 9, and 13. 28, 38, 48, 49, 50, 51, 60. The mean for the organized should be 12. Did you guys get that? It should be 12. 15, 13 is 28. 38.
Yes, 12.
It's 12. And since the difference is 5, the mean for treatment 2 should be 7. So what you're going to want to report in your results section is that the mean when the words were organized was 12. The mean when it was random was 7. That difference is 5. And if you look on this screen, it actually tells you that the p-value for this is 0.02. Is that good news or bad news for us? 0.02. Amber, do you know? It's less than 0.05, so we got a p-value of 0.02. We are statistically significant.
Okay.
We are statistically significant. And so in this case, when we did our statistics out, we are significant. And so this is good news. When it was an organized list, the mean recall was 12. When it was random, it was 7. Does this compare favorably with Bauer's original study? Yes. So this is good news for us. Your job now is to write up a results section. So let's go over the results section if we can. Yeah, I think I just lost Heather here. Let me try to call Heather one more time. Maybe the storm was hitting her. Yeah, she disconnected, but that's okay. So what you have to do here, let's talk about the results now. Results section. What do you do at the beginning of a results section? You got to go over data management. So what did we basically do? At the start, and we can make this pretty short and sweet, you'll want to say that we took the data from the 5 subjects, we got the means for people's organized, the percent correct for organized, the percent correct for random.
Okay, you said took the data from 5 subjects and what?
We basically got the number they got correct in the organized word list and in the random word list.
Okay.
Let's talk next, since it's the first paragraph of the results, about independent and dependent variables. Do you guys know what the IV and DV was here? The independent variable was the word list. It was the word list. And there were 2 levels. What were the 2 levels?
Organized and random?
Yeah, organized and random. What was the dependent variable?
I said it was the title, but I'm saying.
Not quite. The dependent has to be something you measure. What did we measure here?
Is it memory?
Oh, the number of words that we could recall.
The number of correctly recalled words. Bingo. The number of correctly recalled words. So we have 1 independent variable, 2 levels of it. Why don't we go next into what was the question? What is the research question? You guys remember what the question?
How much information could be recalled? recall?
Kind of, but we wanted to see what here? Why did we do organized versus random? What was the
We
question?
wanted to know if we better recall if things are organized.
Bingo. So you can next say the key question was whether people recall organized better than random. The test we chose, since everybody did it twice, the way we answered that is we actually did, and you'll want to write this down, a paired sample t-test was computed to assess if there was a significant difference. We did a paired t-test. Deneen, are you taking some notes as I'm sharing this?
Yes, I am.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea. Paired t-test
I'm
was,
writing away.
and then, so a paired t-test was done. What do you need to have for your next sentence? So a paired t-test was done. There's no room for fluff in the results. You share what happened. What happened here? What did the paired t-test indicate?
That it was
It
statistically
indicated that,
significant.
the organized list allowed people to record more information than the random list.
Exactly. You'd want to say the paired t-test indicated a statistically significant improvement for the organized when compared to the random list. And then you need to write out the t result. Let's make sure we know the t result. The t result you can actually write with some of these results from this statistical computation. The t result you write, let me say it to you verbally here. First you write, so when you say there was a statistically significant improvement for the organized list, at the end of that sentence you write the letter T, and then in parentheses you have to have the degrees of freedom. The degrees of freedom here, since we have 5 participants, guess what the degrees of freedom are in parentheses? Any guess, Amber?
It's not 0.05, is it?
Well, you need degrees of freedom. No, it's 4. So you write the letter T,
Minus 1.
and then in parentheses you have 4, because it's the number minus 1. So in parentheses you have 4. You close the parentheses, and then you have to write what the t value is. You can get rid of the negative. You write the t value that the table tells you here. You write equals 3.72. 3.72. You don't need the negative. Deneen, are you seeing where I got the 372 from?
I get
No.
I get 3.73 if you round.
Actually, you're right. 3.73. You're right, Tom. It's from this. Actually, you don't see it.
No, I don't see, the test that you ran.
Yeah, you can't see that, but you'll trust me. You just write t equals, so t parentheses 4 equals 3.73, and then you write p equals 0.02. And that's your statement. Now you have to have one more statement in your results section. You need a good real world statement here. So what do you guys think that would be? So you said there is a statistically significant improvement for the organized over the random, but then give me one more good real world statement. What did we find as far as the difference?
Like a real world.
Yeah, so if you're talking to your grandma and she wants to know what you found here, how much better was the organized?
How much better?
Yeah, how much better?
We said the difference in the mean was 5, right?
Yeah, so you can say, and you'll probably actually want to come up with a simple visual for this. Figure 1 shows there was, people recalled 5 more words in the organized versus the random. And you want to have maybe a bar graph showing the 12 versus the 7. And that's it. Okay, I'm going to cut this part of the